What's up, Elevator? Coach Brian here. Today's episode is called How Action Builds Momentum and Fuels Inner Confidence. And today I'm going to lay out this formula for how you can start today. You can start during this episode or even after the episode, but you can start today with one small step, create momentum, and raise your confidence. I do want to ask you a few questions before I dive into this episode. So my first question is, can you recall a time when taking the first step, no matter how small that step was, led to significant changes in your life? How did that action spark momentum for you? And how would you rate your current level of inner confidence? What actions do you think have contributed most to this level, the level that you have right now, that level of inner confidence that you have? It could be good or bad. If your confidence is up and you're watching this for a friend or a family member or someone that you love to get this information to help them, then you can think about this, right? You can think about their confidence level, and it can be good actions lead to elevated confidence, and some actions in the wrong direction can lead to lower confidence. But this formula is going to show you how action equals momentum. But the next question is, think about a big goal or dream that you have. What is the one action that you could take today that may have set or that might set momentum in motion towards achieving that goal or dream? What's that one action? So let's go ahead and get into how I stumbled upon action equals momentum, which equals inner confidence. So if you're a member of the Elevators Inbox, then you may know a little bit more about this story, or maybe you've seen a previous episode, or you listened to a previous episode where I talked a little bit about my character called Skinny Brian. And Skinny Brian is the character that comes up every now and then. But when I was younger, I used to be skinnier, and I hated it. I didn't like being skinny, and I didn't like myself skinny, and and I'm healed from all that right now, and I'm no longer skinny, that's for sure. So it's not something that you have to feel sorry for me about or anything like that. But I bring that up because that Skinny Brian, that thing that happened to me, that pain that was associated with that, I labeled it Skinny Brian. And when a fear or something that I have low confidence in rears its head, then I call that Skinny Brian, and I have to get through that. I have to go into action to get through that. Right. So I used to be skinny, and I tried eating a lot of things, and I tried some different things, right? All legal stuff. I didn't try anything illegal, didn't do anything illegal either. And what happened was I just could not gain weight. So I felt like my back was against the wall, and I had nowhere to go. So what I decided to do was well, since I can't gain weight, I can look different. So I'm going to start working out. And I knew I could at least build some muscle. And there was some ignorance in that at the time, because I just automatically thought I was going to lift all these weights and muscle was just going to pop up on me, and I wasn't going to be skinny anymore. I'm just going to be muscular. And if you're watching this on YouTube and you've been with me for some time, then I've achieved that, right? But the way that all happened, it all came from pain. It was rooted in pain. So I felt like my back was against the wall. I felt like that there had nothing left, nothing else that I could do but this thing of starting to go to the gym. So I envisioned a life, I envisioned what I could look like. And at the time, what I did was I was reading muscle building magazines, and there were certain, Lou Ferrigno actually, 6'5", 300 pounds. And at this time I was 6'5", definitely wasn't 300 pounds. I was probably 190, maybe 200 pounds at this time. So I decided that I was going to set a goal to look like my version of Lou Ferrigno. So that was the vision that I had in my head, is I was going to look like Lou Ferrigno. I was going to be 6'5", 300 pounds. I think he may have been 275 at the time or something like that. So it might have been 6'5", 275. So I set my next goal to get from 200 pounds to 225. And so what I would do was, with that vision in my head, is I started going to the gym, and I started excluding the things that would work against that or would not be in favor of that. So I started just doing the actions. I started eating because I read in those magazines that those guys who were muscular, they were eating at every 2 hours or every hour and a half, every 2 hours, heavy protein diet. You had to eat carbs and you had to fuel yourself so you can go work out and kill it in the gym. So that's what I did. Not only that, but the people I surrounded myself with did the same thing. And in this time, when I got heavy into it, I was in the military. So there were some people who like to party a whole lot in the military. But me and I did some of that. So I did do a little bit of that. I went and had some fun. But my priority was to preserve myself so I can do that next workout. And that became my thing, is doing that workout. I became obsessed with it so that I could move from where I was, all that pain that I had, to where I wanted to be. And through that, I gained confidence. And I didn't gain confidence because of the muscle, but I gained confidence because of the action that I put in, the work and showing up and being consistent. And that is really where the confidence really took hold. And that taught me how to build habits and put things in motion and do things consistently. And I was able to take what I did in the gym and apply it to other areas of my life. And that gave me success in those areas, just showing up and the little wins that would happen. So I would see just a little bit more, I would have a little pump and I would celebrate that. I got a little pump, but it wasn't enough because I had to go back again. It wasn't enough to break my habit. I was grateful for that, and I celebrated that in order to keep the habit going. So what happened from there was the momentum, right? So me going and having that habit of going over and over and celebrating that all drove the momentum towards me moving from being skinny Brian to being muscular. And then what came along with that was all these health benefits of staying active and moving and staying physically fit. There was a lot of health benefits that came along with that. I would go to the doctor and the doctor would like, hey, everything's great. Like, you are working out a lot, so things are fine. And I'm not saying that that's going to be everybody's story, because there's things that happen genetically and things like that. But this is my story. This is what happened with me. So that taught me that action leads to momentum, which builds inner confidence. And it may not be working out, building muscle for you. What it could be for you, though, it could be your business that you're launching. It could be a project that you have at work. It could be a new job. It could be public speaking. All these things that could cause you to really question your confidence, or even cause fear to where you don't feel confident going into it. Or maybe your confidence is just low overall as a person because of things in the past. Creating action, what you can do, your ability to respond to that is thinking through, what is a better scenario than where I am? What does that look like? And is it attainable? What is an attainable scenario for where I am? What does that look like? And what's the small step that I can take right now towards that? And then you take that small step, then you look for the next small step, then you look for the next small step, and the next small step. And now what happens is you get results back from that step. And those results that come back, the reactions from that step is usually good. You take a step towards something, and the result of that, the reaction that comes back to you, is usually a good reaction from that. And that's the momentum that you will build towards the thing that what right looks like for you in that thing, right? So what I hope you get from this is visualize what right looks like if you have a pain point of low inner confidence, or something that is just not settling with you right now. Well, this doesn't feel good. This is pain. For me, it was skinny Brian, right? And there was plenty of other things after that I used the same technique for. But right now, because I told you about my past, that was Skinny Brian. And what's the opposite of that? What would good look like here? This just feels bad. What would good look like? And that was Muscular Brian. And I put details on it, right? 6'5", which I am, 275 pounds. But the next step is 225 or 250, right? And I worked up to those and I celebrated along the way. I was grateful for each step. I was grateful for each result that I got from that, right? And I celebrated those. And that created the momentum, the cycle that pushed me towards being better, actually. So, something that I want you to know is that it won't always be easy, right? So, feel that pain of it, but don't stay there. Now that you feel that pain of low self-confidence, low inner confidence, or whatever you're going through, what does right look like? What responsibility do I have? How can I respond to this? What is that direction? And what little step can I take towards that direction? And I'm going to celebrate that little step. And I'm going to have the people around me to help me celebrate that little step. And then I'm going to take another little step. And I'm going to have people around me. And now I'm 2 steps away from that pain thing, right? And now you're going to see your confidence build. And you're going to know that you took action to get there. And that's going to build your confidence. All right. So hopefully this helped you. And hopefully I made it clear with my story about how you can get from something that's painful to something that's less painful. And again, you may not be 100% that thing that you vision. You may not get there, but what could happen is you might be 80%, right? Maybe you get to 80%, maybe you get to 60, 70, 80%, but you're not over here. You're 60, 70, 80% over here. And that's better than where you were. And you took action and did that. I do want you to know that it works in the opposite way. You can take bad actions or actions in the other direction, backwards actions, and you're going to get momentum from that too. You can take no action and you're going to get momentum from that. And it's probably not going to be good. So, because that's going to happen, because it's going to happen anyways, you take no action, you're going to get whatever comes, and you're not going to like it because it's not going to be desirable. Or you're going to take action in the wrong direction, and you're not going to like that because it's not desirable. So, do the challenging thing and take action towards where you want to go. You can do it. I know you can do it. If I could do it, you could do it for sure. If you're struggling with confidence and you feel that you could use some extra assistance in taking action to create the momentum that you want and that you need in life, I want to invite you to click the link in the description to find out more about my coaching, my personal coaching sessions. So I offer 3 packages. In the comments below, tell me if you found this episode helpful or have any additional insights on this topic. I really would like to hear from you, and I want you to know that your input may be helpful to others too. I invite you to join the Elevators inbox for some helpful tips, tools, and resources sent to your inbox each week, plus some personal updates on my life. And I promise that I won't spam you, and you can unsubscribe at any time. And finally, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Thank you for tuning in. This is Coach Brian.